Today we're looking at some of the best intro bonuses available this month. Whether you're into cash back, looking to fly somewhere, or stay at a fancy hotel, there's probably something for you. Big favor before we dive into everything though is to give this a thumbs up to help with the algorithm. If you know someone that might benefit, then share this with them. Starting off, we have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This is the new standard offer, but it's pretty high. You're going to get 125,000 points after 6,000 purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. Depending on how you value the points and how you want to use them, you're looking at about 1,250 in cash back or upwards of 2,500 plus in travel, especially if you're transferring to partners. The card does have a $7.95 annual fee, but you also have a ton of credits, so I'd run the numbers to see how they fall since some people are going to break even or even come out ahead from them. If you want to do the math, we have a calculator I'll link to down below, and it should also pop up if you Google CSR with it, AskSebby. Reminder that of cards, you're not locked in. Think of it more like dating to see if there's a good long-term fit. If not, you can always downgrade to a friendship. Next up, we have the Ink Business Unlimited credit card. This is a no annual fee card, and the offer right now is pretty nice. You're going to get 900 bonus cash back after spending 6,000 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. That's a 15% return on spend for that portion, which is pretty solid. Reminder that despite the marketing, you are earning points that have more upside. That means you can transfer them to, let's say, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. In this case, $900 is 90,000 points, which can have elevated value from $1,125 to $1,800 plus, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, good way to top off with more points if you are trying to transfer out for a big redemption. Reminder that most people are eligible for business cards. If you have any side hustle, whether photography or driving for Uber, you technically qualify. Next up is the Ink Business Cash credit card. No annual fee here as well, but different multipliers. So this one's around office supply stores and also gas stations, while the prior one was more of a catch-all card. You're getting the same 900 bonus cash back after 6,000 purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. Also same value chart as well, so you do have more upside. Reminder that you can get both of these since they're considered separate products. On a side note, if you want to learn more about these cards or pretty much any other card out there, and you want to support the channel, we have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, that they make sense, but otherwise it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Moving towards hotels, we have the IHG1 Rewards Traveler Credit Card. We're looking at a historic high offer for the card. You're going to get 2 free nights up to 50k in value each, and 40k bonus points after 2,000 in spend in the first 3 months from account opening. No annual fee card, and not a bad option at all. One caveat though is that before applying, I'd recommend mapping out a few options just so you can see what the points are actually worth for your use case. For example, we're looking to go back to Regent Taipei, and for our dates, it's about $243 per night. The points price is 37,000 points, so even though it's under 50k, it's not a bad use of that night. In this case, the intro bonus would cover 3 nights, depending on dates, and that'd be about 729 in value. The numbers can obviously change. The goal though is to make sure that you have a use case in mind. For example, another one we really want to go back to is the Intercontinental Da Nang. It's one of the most beautiful hotels we've been to ever, but you're looking at 78k points per night for our dates. Retail is about $475, and that's what we're considering paying out of pocket. The issue is that the offer arguably doesn't work for this hotel. You can top off with the 40k free night certificates from the IHG Premier credit card. In contrast, at least at the moment, certificates from intro bonuses cannot be topped off. So it's not that the certificate's bad, I just don't want you to feel screwed. I know San Francisco might be controversial with some people, but since I live here, let's toss in a redemption. The Intercontinental Mark Hopkins San Francisco might run you 42k points per night. It is an older hotel, but it's one of the best views of the city since it's on top of a hill. If you're familiar, it's across the street from the Fairmont. Normally it's about $250 to $300 per night, and for the dates we're looking at, it's about $288, which isn't bad at all. Considering that you get points with the spend to hit the intro bonus, you'd have enough for 3 nights, meaning that you're getting about 864 in value here. Main idea though is to look at some options to make sure that it works for you. If you are trying to calculate value, I did make a simple tool for our friends since they were asking. I'll share it down below in case it's useful, and happy to iterate if you have any suggestions. Next up, let's head over to Capital One with the Savor Cash Rewards credit card. No annual fee and elevated offer. You're going to get 200 cash bonus after spending 500 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. In addition, you also get a $100 credit to use towards flights, stays, and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel during your first cardholder year. In total, up to 300 bonuses, which isn't too shabby. The card itself is also no slouch and one of the best everyday options. You get 3% back in grocery stores, dining, so eating out or takeout, entertainment, think concerts or events, and also popular streaming. Even if you are running a different setup, this card doesn't hurt to have around. I'm probably dating myself here, but it kind of feels like a Manu Ginobili style card. Worst case, it fills holes in your setup, and best case, it can be run as a starter. Next up is the Capital One Quicksilver Cash Rewards credit card. You're getting the same exact intro bonus, so 200 cash back for 500 spend first 3 months, and the same $100 credit for Capital One travel during your first cardholder year. This card's fine for the bonus, but not the strongest otherwise. Kind of feels like a Bradley Beal, maybe empty calories. The last elevated Capital One offer is going to be the VentureOne Rewards credit card. This one's similar, but also a bit different. So instead of getting 200 cash back, it's 20,000 miles. If you do end up using it towards travel through their portal or just booking it normally, then that's 200 in value. On the other hand, if you're redeeming it towards cash back, then it is lower value, so about half 100 in value. On the flip side, if you do end up getting other cards with them and then transferring to partners, then you can get even more value. So transferring out to an airline partner, that might be 400 to 600, depending on the redemption and how you value it. Basically not ideal for team cashback, but not bad for team travel. It's an okay top-off option if you need additional miles, but it's also a bit against the meta. Since Capital One limits you to 2 cards, you're probably going to get the Savor and the VentureOne. Heading next door, we have the Citi Strata Elite. This is a higher annual fee card, so it's more of a travel card, but if you can hit the intro bonus in year 1, then it can make sense. For the current limited time offer, you're getting 80,000 bonus points after 4,000 purchases in the first 3 months. The card does have a $5.95 annual fee, but also tons of credits. The annual hotel one's pretty easy, and same thing with the annual splurge one with American Airlines, Best Buy, Live Nation being pretty easy options. The one I have a hard time valuing is the annual Black Lane credit though, so that might be marked down to 0. You also do get Priority Pass, which isn't bad at all, but also depends on if you have it elsewhere. The 4 Admiral Club Lounge Access Passes can be useful, and it is a bit different from competitor cards. Year 1, if you can finish the intro bonus, then you're going to come out ahead, even if you are a bit iffy on the credits. Year 2, you have to do the math. Yeah, that feels like a separate decision, and also why downgrade paths exist. Switching issuers, we have the Atmos Rewards Ascent Visa Signature Card. This is a $95 annual fee card with a pretty strong offer for team travel. You're going to get 80,000 bonus points and a $99 companion fare after 4,000 purchases in the first 120 days from account opening. Atmos points are pretty powerful if you care about international travel, especially first and business class. For example, this is how we flew Japan Airlines first class, which is an amazing redemption and a great experience, especially because it just cost 1 intro bonus. Same thing with Starlux business class to Taipei. Great hard and soft product and redemption, and hard to say no to if you think about each of these intro bonuses as one flight. The $99 companion fare is more for domestic flights, but still can be useful, especially when things get expensive. In our experience, the best case in terms of value is going to be booking to Hawaii. Otherwise, maybe use it during busy times where you don't have any other choice, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. But yeah, year 1 makes a ton of sense if you can finish the intro bonus. Year 2, it becomes iffier, and you have to make the decision. That's also just the nature of cards. Last up is the Atmos Rewards Summit Visa Infinite card. This is the older brother card and also a larger intro bonus. You're going to get 100,000 bonus points and a 25,000 point Global Companion Award after spending 6,000 on purchases within the first 90 days from account opening. The Companion Award here is a lot more valuable, pretty much 25k points if you are flying with your player 2 for one of these redemptions. There also is a lot more going on in terms of features and perks for the card. If you're focused on perks, it can be a break-even card if you fly Alaska. The other major target audience is going to be big spenders, especially the ones that travel abroad internationally, who maybe run ads, or who spend time abroad. So for example, let's say you spend 9 months in Canada and then 3 months in the US. Or maybe you spend half the year in Hong Kong or the UK for work, so you kind of are remote. Also great for digital nomads who are floating around. But yeah, kind of a weird card in a lot of ways. It's pretty much Alaska flyers and people that travel a lot and spend a lot. It is also potentially an S tier card depending on where you fall there. Since it is a lot more complicated, we do have a lot of other videos doing deep dives and also comparing it to some other options and how you might think about this. It can make a ton of sense and be pretty valuable, but also not for everyone. Overall, lots of options depending on whether you're on team travel, cashback, or flights. Again, if you want to learn more about cards, we have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. Means a ton, so thank you for the support. And if you're curious, all legal affiliate disclosures can also be found below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a plane, hotel, or money band emoji in the comments down below for which team you're on, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. 3 questions: what intro bonuses are you working on, which cards are on your radar, and also any big redemptions that you're planning heading into Q4, whether that's a trip or using the cash back that you earned for a big purchase. Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, share this, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.